and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. It is time for a whip and waffle where we diamond paint and chat. Now, if you are a follower of this channel, you will know I don't currently have a painting kitted up, like a general painting kitted up. I have Walking in the Rain, which is my Thursday whip and waffle project, and that's what I've been working on along with some PaintGem minis throughout the week when I get to diamond paint. But I will be kitting up a new one this week. So for the whip and waffle for today, we are going to do a PaintGem mini. So this week I kitted up 3 sets of PaintGem minis. Somebody did suggest putting the paintings upside down, though I can see what they are, as you can tell, but they are mixed up. My 3 different kits are mixed up, so we're going to do a PaintGem mini kit for the whip and waffle today. That's what I do as my in-between project, should we say. So we're going to do another PaintGem mini. This time it is butterflies that was on the top, which is not really surprising because there are a lot. Of the 3 kits that I've kitted up, butterflies is the one that has the most. But that's okay. We can work with that. So if I can get my tape a little bit further up, because the orientation of this one is different, we're going to work on the butterfly. Now, I don't have a tray or anything because I didn't sneak peek look. So I think I'll go with our stock periwinkle colour. It's a mixture of blue and purple, and there does seem to be a little bit of both in there. And then pen wise, let's go with this pen. This was gifted to me by Saskia. So this is a blue pen. So we've got a bluey purple and a blue pen. Let's go with that. So my butterfly diamonds are all in one drawer. Now I do have some ABs marked for this one. 775, I think that's this one I've marked as an AB for this butterfly. This is the colour G of 775, but it is similar to this one. The question is, do I want that many ABs on here? Do you know what? It's a butterfly. Let's go for it. So I'm actually going to put that pen down, because I have glue dots in the tip of my pen, and therefore I like to use a pickup pen for my ABs. I have quite a few here, sat here. I even have, oh look, I have a couple more. I have quite a few of these pickup pens sat about. So on one of them I have put a sticker that tells me which is the end with my wax tip. On this one I don't. This one is also fairly flat now. It has been well used, but that's okay because it still picks up the AB diamonds, and that's the main thing. So I like to put the ABs down first, because you have to be gentler with wax, and I can't quite push the diamonds about as much as I push them about with my standard metal tip. I sort of can't shove them this way, that way and the other way quite the same. I can do a little bit of nudging, but my wax tip sort of suffers because of it, really. So I am going to put the ABs down first, because then if I need to nudge them to get them a little bit straighter, I can do it when I am placing diamonds around them. So ABs do take me a little bit more to place, just because I am trying to place them straight, and occasionally I will do what I just did and use my fingernail to sort of nudge them a little bit straighter. But placing the other diamonds around them also helps them to get straighter. So if I place these first, then the other ones will help it all come together. So yeah, I hope everybody is having a fantastic week. I'm actually filming this a little bit earlier than normal. I have a very busy weekend this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all. Even though it is UK Mother's Day, still happy Mother's Day to all mothers and mother figures out there. Let's not forget the mother figures. Yeah, I hope you're all having an amazing day. It is launch weekend. I should technically be using the launch tray, shouldn't I? But this one goes so well. If I'd have picked a green butterfly, I would have used the launch tray. I like to do my WIP and waffles for launch. I do really like to do them on launch weekend because then I can discuss it. But sometimes life gets in the way, and I say it's Mother's Day. So I will be pottery painting with my girls on Mother's Day. And it's also that 3-week time. I have an eyebrow appointment on the Saturday. So between those two things going on 2 different days, and needing to prep for launch, and Karis having a day off in the week, I decided to try and get as many videos done as I can, and maybe do some through the evenings this week to get all my videos ready and up, so I can half take the weekend off. Not fully, I'll still be doing shop prep, but I will be able to sort of spend those pockets of time with my girls. My son's not as into pottery painting, so he's not coming. But yeah, I hope everybody is having their amazing weekend. Maybe this WIP and waffle is your bit of diamond painting time, or maybe you've done something else. Whatever it may be that you've been doing, I hope you've had a really good week. And I do thank you for all of your orders over launch. While launch may not have happened yet, we do appreciate each and every order, and they will be out as soon as possible. I get as many as I can out on the Monday, and quite often sort of finish up on the Tuesday. It will occasionally spread to Wednesday, but it really depends on how many orders. I like to try and get a bit of a head start at the weekend, but I get them out as soon as I can. And yeah, I think that's the major updates. Placed a few big orders this week for exciting things, but they're primarily for Advent. There is a couple of new items coming as well. A couple of them will take quite a while to arrive, but there is going to be some arriving in the next few weeks. So we do have new products coming, and then some more coming in the future months when they arrive. I'm so excited for one of them, but it's going to be a few months, so I don't want to speak about it too early until it's arrived. But I'll be sure to show you sneak peeks when it's arrived, before it starts getting prepped, ready for launch. So yeah, busy, always got ideas flowing as well. Got plenty of ideas of things we want to do, and people did comment on Facebook posts saying what they would like to see. So that's all really helpful too. But yeah, we'll go to comments. I have comments still from actually the week before last. post, which was on the koala. Once I've kitted up my next painting and launch weekend has happened, I'm kind of hoping that next weekend, when I work on whatever painting I kit up this week, I've not yet kitted it up. I am doing the videos in order. I'm very eager to kit it up. I was going to do my breakdown and kit up video first, and then I was like, no, behave yourself. Two things in order. I'm so excited to see what it's going to be. Yeah, so I will be working on whatever painting I kit up this week will be for my WIP and Waffle next Sunday. And with it being a new and a fresh painting, provided I can make time work to film, then I'm hoping to do a bit of an extra long WIP and Waffle and get caught up on some comments and spend a good chunk of time diamond painting with you all. Right, that diamond doesn't look to have a lot of an AB coating on it, if any. So it's coming off because it just looks so different to the rest of them. So Mysterious Days, she says, it's funny that you mention that you start a craft. She said, kind of forget about it and then come back to it. She said in December of 2019, she did 2 diamond paintings from Amazon, and she never got any more. She said she even tossed a few extras that she had because she hadn't touched them in almost 3 years. She said then her best friend mentioned it, and with some Christmas money in 2022, she decided to get back into the hobby and she got fully hooked. She said she's had a great week so far. The program she says that she does her GED work on also has life skills. So it has like money management, job, computer skills, college prep, and dream catcher, which is like choosing what you want to do and such. She says she's completed the job skills and computer skills units, so that her resume can have some certificates. She says she can link when it's time for her to start looking at jobs next. She says she's also ready to take the language arts portion of the GED test, and she says, and since you can take time separately, she says she thinks in March she's going to schedule the language art test and get one knocked out, and then she can focus on the other subjects she has to study for. I like that idea, being able to focus on one at a time and not feel as though you have a bit of information from here and a bit from here and you've got to try and remember all these different bits. I think I'd have much preferred to have done my GCSEs that way. Mysterious Day, she also says, she has finished the art dot butterflies. She said, and she didn't even seal it. She said it's a risk given she accidentally stole catnip bubbles on it. And shockingly, the poured glue, she says, was still strong enough to hold gems without needing more adhesive. Well, that's good. She says then she finished a budget Groot with iron gauntlet within 3 days. She said since she did a lot of it each day, around 1 row a day. She says now she is working on a budget image of a monochrome grayscale roses with a butterfly on it. She said it's not her favourite image, but it came in a 6-pack and she didn't want to waste it. She said hopefully, as she slowly works up to Moonlight Bath, she says she doesn't get too used to huge canvases. She said it's probably just an adjustment after doing small canvases for so long. Yes, it can definitely make a difference. I know I had a few days the other week where I didn't really have a lot of time to work on Walking in the Rain, which is the painting I'm doing in between kitting up my next one. I had quite a few days where I didn't have a chance to do some sections of that. Just by the time I'd finished with work and home and all the rest of that jazz, I didn't have as much time. It wasn't early enough in my mind to start on my big one or doing a section of my big one. So I actually had a few days where I did a PaintGem mini or two. So I've actually done a few from each of these kitting ups, even though the kitting up only went up this last week. I did actually start them before the video went live because I had no other PaintGem minis to do. So yeah, I actually got a few done, and it was actually quite weird. The first day I was able to go back and do some more of Walking in the Rain because I spend longer than I spend on a PaintGem mini and don't feel like I'm getting anywhere to finish the actual painting just because of the size of it. But I have made some decent headway this week, so Thursday's WIP and Waffle, you will see what I feel is it's a nice little chunk of progress in that department, so that's always good. Right, ABs are done. There's actually quite a lot of those. So now I'm going to go to the most bottom left, which is the number 4. And we'll get some of those in. Ooh, okay, let's just drop my pen on my tray. One of the diamonds was the right way up, so it fell into the bottom of my easel. One of them was the right way up, so I picked it up and put it on the painting. The other one was upside down. Okay, let's try that for round 2. I could shake my diamonds more and get them to line up more, but I know I have far too many diamonds in here for what I actually need. So I'm just going to cherry pick ones that are right way up, and then also use the pen to do a little bit of nudging on some of those ABs in that sort of section I've worked on. Oh no, there is more. There's more. Nearly put them away. Kim says she will be getting her decision wheel in action for her next painting. She says every time she thinks she has decided which painting to do next, she dithers and changes her mind. She says so she's going to try the decision wheel and see if she sticks with the choice that it makes. Blossom Chops did say, she's replied to the comment and she said, good luck with that one, Kim. She has been very naughty and she has been vetoing some of her spin the wheel choices this last week. Sometimes if your heart is in a particular painting or maybe not in a particular type of painting, then vetoing is allowed. Do you know, if you really like, no, that's not happening, I'm really not feeling doing that one, then I get why you veto it. I'm trying to stick to what the decision wheel picks for me. I have updated my decision wheels, made sure they're all updated. I have also made a decision wheel that chooses what type of painting. I'm going to go with what it chooses this time when I film the video. But I will say, if it does keep picking like small paintings on the bounce, then I might have to have an opinion over that and say, nah, not happening. and veto it further down the line, just because I want to be able to vary up the size and style and things of paintings that I do. But we shall see. We shall see what it comes up with, shall we not? I have to wait. I'm being good and filming in order, so you guys are going to have to wait as well. I'm also going to do my breakdown video before I do my kitting up video, so I have to wait for that as well. But yeah, they are going to be one after the other, so we can find out what next week's Whip and Waffle is going to be. Right, I think I've got all number 5s. I think I'm going to change things up a little bit on this one, because with squares, I do like the satisfying sort of clicking of diamonds when you've done a load with gaps. So I think I'm going to do the other darker colours, and then I'm going to do H and I afterwards, because they're sort of the click in parts. So I'm going to do these outlines on this one and then sort of fill in the gaps afterwards. I think that'll be nice. And it will help straighten up some of these further down here. So we'll get the little antenna and stuff done. They do often need a little bit of tweaking because they are diamonds on their own, standalone type diamonds, which will look really, really cute. Yeah, there is a few other comments as well. So Grey Legrand has suggested to put a free space in the decision wheel, and Blossom Chops has confirmed that that is already in there, but she's still vetoed stuff. Absolutely love it. Oh, this is a good comment. So Blossom Chops does say that sometimes the decision wheel has helped. Even if she's vetoed it, what it does is the decision wheel shows that it's really one that she does not want to do, which is true. It's like when you can't decide between something and you ask somebody else to help you make the decision, and they make a decision and you're either like, yes, and you go with their decision, or your heart actually goes, oh, as though, you know, you really wanted the other one, you just couldn't figure it out because of whatever was going on in your head at the time. So the decision wheel is still helping, even if you're not listening to it. That's probably the easiest way to say it, so I do get that. Jan says, Kenny looks very cute, great work, and another lovely Whip and Waffle. Oh, thank you. Kenny is adorable. You will see him again completed on my breakdown video tomorrow, so you will be able to see him all finished. He's looking very good. I'm very happy with him. I have enjoyed the fact that he was a quicker painting, and I have been able to sort of tick it off my list a little bit earlier. Which is why I think whatever the decision wheel picks me, I'm going to go with, even if it picks a small painting. I do enjoy the fact of getting a nice small painting finish, you know, that may only end up in 1 or 2 Whip and Waffles, but then it's completed. And I am enjoying the progress I'm able to make on Walking in the Rain in the sort of weeks or week. This instance 2 weeks, but normally 1 week while I'm waiting to dekit. But if it keeps doing it, then I might be like, hang on, I need another large painting to work on. But when I kit up, I will show you what wheels I have done and what I have chosen in the decision wheels because I have put something else in that hasn't been discussed already. So yeah, that'll be in my kitting up video on Tuesday. And we will find out what it is that it has chosen for me to do. But in the meantime, I will continue working on Walking in the Rain. I don't think, depending on what it chooses, I don't think I'm going to start the next painting until the video has gone live. So once the video goes live, then any evenings that I have free that week, I will then start to work on it and go from there. But yeah, popping in these darker colours, and then I actually only have 2 symbols left, but I do have quite a lot of them. I'm having a look now as to which one to do first, but I think because it's a butterfly and it's a mirror image, I actually feel like there's not one that's going to be easier to put in than the other one. But anyway, Kathy, she says Kenny the koala looks cute. She says she's looking forward to next Sunday's WIP and Waffle because she's just received her Doors PaintGem mini set, so she can do it with me. Awesome. And I have finished Doors now. I do need to dekit that one. Had a couple of diamonds stuck together. Yeah, I do need to dekit that one as well. I think I've popped that in my schedule for in a week or so. But yeah, I have 3 kitted up now. So the next dekitting of PaintGems is going to be mammoth, but it might be a while. Depends how busy my weeks are. The busier my weeks are, the more I do PaintGem minis because I don't have as much time. But I'm definitely enjoying my progress so far. She says the PaintGem minis are fun and addictive. She said have a great week, everyone. They are fun and addictive. I will say that. They are great fun. Okay, I've gone for eye because it's darker. So even though I did the ABs which were lighter, I've then decided to go for the darker one. Bev says Kenny the koala is adorable. Thank you. Grey Legrand, she says 30 seconds in and she's hitting pause so she can write a comment. She said he's so pretty. She says she really loves the subtle background. She says the colour palette is beautiful. Yes, it's a really, really nice, subtle, you know, I think I've said this in, maybe in that WIP and Waffle, or maybe it was in last week's. But it was really nice having that subtle difference on a background. I didn't feel like I was doing full blocky. I didn't feel like I was doing loads of confetti, you know, on a background, which when you're doing confetti on the actual image itself, you sort of, you know, when you take a step back, the image comes to life. If you're doing confetti on a background where, you know, no picture emerges, just a sort of pattern, you should say, I don't feel like that's as exciting as having a picture emerge from confetti. But I did very much like this. I say it wasn't one single colour background, and therefore I felt like it was a whole load of blocking. There was just enough variety in the colours and in the symbols, because of course it's the symbols you're looking at more than anything when you're diamond painting. There was just enough sort of difference that I could still do a bit of multi-placing, but it still kept my interest because it changed up as it went along. Right, I'm just going to take the glue dot out of my pen and pop it back in. It's been a while since I've used this glue dot, and while it's still sticky, it's a couple of times I'm having to hit the diamond twice to pick it up. I don't want to put a new one in because I don't want it to be too sticky, but I don't want to try and pick up diamonds twice because that's just boring to me. So I've just taken the glue dot out, rolled it round in my fingers and bobbed it back in, and that's loads better. Loads easier to get hold. And you'll see when I'm, well, you may be able to see, when I'm putting things down, sometimes I am sort of pulling the diamond or pushing the diamond a little bit to sort of help straighten up my lines a little bit as I go, and I'll do some more when I do the last one, just to try and make my AB lines as straight as I can. Greta Grant says, hi Rebecca. She says 2 finishes for February. She says she is not surprised. She says regarding the decision wheel, she says she thinks after she gets all of her paintings in her logbook, she's going to create a few wheels. She says definitely one for round and another one for squares. She says, and probably one for her budget kits. She says most of her budget kits are on the small side and most of her premium kits are huge, which is true. Mine are probably the same. My premium kits are my big ones, not including my PaintGems, because I sort of count, they're a sort of separate, constant, ongoing. But of my stash that I will be picking from on Tuesday, my premium kits are primarily my big ones and my budget kits are primarily my small ones. It's mainly just the way it happens to have gone. A lot of my big budget kits that I did have actually went out in my last cull. They were ones that, for whatever reason, I think I kept them with the idea of them going in certain places in my home, but they've since been replaced with bigger budget kits. So bigger premium kits, sorry. So a lot of those actually ended up in my December giveaway, along with premium kits that just maybe weren't my cup of tea and things, or, you know, I just needed to cull. I needed to cull them down, and then there'll be a few of those in June's big giveaway as well. I'm kind of liking the twice a year giveaway. It makes the waffles, WIP and waffle months a little bit more exciting and different, and it means I can just ship them all sort of out at once, rather than doing random ones. She says she does like variety. She says, oh, and of course she says she has a free space. She says, P.S. Kenny would be very sweet in a child's room. He would look absolutely adorable in a child's room. I'm not sure where he's going to go yet. He's probably going to go in his box until that is decided. But knowing anybody that maybe has a young child or something may, while I call him Kenny, I still think he'd look better in maybe a girl's room, but maybe that's just me thinking pink for a girl. I guess that would depend on the parents more than anything. But yeah, I've just put in a diamond that has a little bit more of a rough edge. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see that, but it does have a little bit of a rough edge and it is knocking my diamonds out the way. So tweezers are fantastic for getting squares out. They'd probably be good for rounds as well, but definitely for squares, tweezers make such a difference. Tiffany, she says her pink and purple striped tray has just arrived. She said, and it's safe to say the photos don't do it justice. She says she will admit she was a bit sceptical if she would like it, as the camera made the pink look more red. But it's actually pink and it looks awesome. Sometimes the camera can be awful on colours. It really can. Like our stock purple tray is this colour. So it's a periwinkle pinky purple type, bluey purple, sorry, type tray. But it is definitely purple. It's only when you hold it next to a vivid purple that you can sort of see the hints of blue. But trying to get that colour in a photo or on video is just awful. But yeah, the pink is like a magenta pink. It's very pretty pink. I like it. More of a hot pink than a pale pink. Susan, she says she loves the name Kenny for this koala. She said so cute. She says she really likes the idea of putting all those choices in the decision wheel and letting it make the choice. She says that way you can get older ones done. She says she's working on an older one from AliExpress and she wishes she would have started it after she got it. She says the colours are completely wrong. She says which is a shame because the diamonds are fitting so snugly with very little gapping. She says thank you so much for sharing. Sometimes I do think, especially if you started diamond painting, you buy the budget ones, of course, new craft, just giving it a go. Budget ones are good, don't get me wrong. There are some amazing budget ones out there, and they are, you know, a fair quality. I'm happy with the quality of what I call my budget ones. However, premium does have just that extra little edge. And yeah, you can sort of get a bit spoilt sometimes as well with the premium ones and then going back to a budget one. Because say the quality is still really good and it's exceptional for the price. But you can get spoilt with a lot of premium kits where things just fit snugly and nicely and yeah, just look amazing. So I'm loving the way these are coming together now. They're all sort of straightening up as I'm popping the diamonds in. User GD1 blah 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 says she loves her new tray. It works great. Glad you like it. Laundry Stitcher, she says hi Rebecca. She says she is wondering about multi-placing. She said she has never tried, but wondering if you have any pointers that may help me feel more comfortable trying. I do. And these were pointers that were given to me by subscribers because for years and years across this channel, I have single placed my life away. And I still primarily single place. I will occasionally dabble into the multi-placing and give it a go. At the minute, I don't go any higher than a 4-placer. And I kind of like the 4-placer as a sort of starter, should we say. 4-placer works really well for me. But the tips that I got that helped me the most was one, multi-place vertically. So hold your multi-placer, if this was a multi-placer, and do it vertically. Whether you do it from the down, top down, up, down, I find that I can see them a lot better than if I'm trying to multi-place this way. Because to see the diamonds, I'm either having to go underneath the diamonds or over the diamonds to see where I'm placing them. So it's a lot easier to multi-place vertically, I find. Also, hold your tray vertically. So line up your diamonds, tap them down, pick them up vertical, lay them down vertical. And I say that they're the two tips that worked the best for me, and they came from subscribers over multi-placing. Now, some people may say, no, horizontal's the best, it works for me. Fine. Absolutely fine. You do you do what works for you. But the only tips that I can give that helped me were those two, are the main ones. Don't start too big. I say 4-placer is a nice sort of 3-placer, 4-placer is a nice place to start. It's also, you know, you're getting used to multi-placing, but you're also getting used to potentially having to count how many diamonds you can place at once. And especially if you're vertical placing, you're looking at columns of diamonds. And yeah, you're just sort of having to count as you're placing. So they would be my 2 tips to start. And try on different paintings as well. Some paintings I have found easier to multi-place on than others. So if you give it a go on a painting and you're finding it's not working for you, fine. But do try again on your next painting, because you may find it's a different experience. That's probably my 2 main tips. Okay, I am on to, very near the end, I am on to some comments from last week's. But Margaret, she says, hi Rebecca, she says she's using the paint pen that we got from the Christmas Advent, and she loves it. She says she's doing a mystery kit landscape, and it's 98 centimetres by 70 centimetres. That is a beefy one. That will keep you going for quite a while. Margaret also says, she says they have picture rails, and they're great for hanging diamond paintings. Yes, I have been very tempted. There is signs of picture rails that used to be in our front room that's now currently our bedroom. When that goes back to being a front room, I'm very tempted to put them back in. Very, very tempted. She also loves the blue. Thank you. Blossom Chop, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, we have now added Grey Legrand to the blame game too. So this is probably a blame game in relation to buying paintings or being shown paintings that you then have to buy, etc. So welcome to all. There are many, many people involved in this blame game. I think I said the other day we should just form a circle of who we blame. I'm going to need one more diamond than I've ended up tipping out into my tray, and they stubbornly won't go the right way, so I'm tipping a few more out. Yeah, I think we should just have a circle of blame, and we just automatically blame the next person in that circle. Because we are all to blame, and I'll take the blame for any purchases that are made. I have no qualms with that at all, because people do it to me all the time. Absolutely all the time. So I'm more than happy to take blame. Right, my butterfly is done. I was going to try and read another comment, but it is a bit of a longer one. So I will save that for next week's. But here is my little butterfly. Let me just pop my computer out of the way, because what I might do is just add him to my display book. So I tend to keep this bit of washi on my easel. I do find that I can get away with that washi tape for 3 or 4 lots of paintings before it's too much. But here's my butterfly book from Kitting Up. I have done 2 butterflies so far. So just a little sneak. I think I've done 1 traditional foods, and I have actually ended up with 2 Her Story completed, would you believe? Partly because there was a comment that mentioned turning the paintings upside down to have a bit of a surprise as to which painting is next. And I liked the idea. I'd already done a Her Story by then, but I did turn the paintings upside down, and then I ended up with another Her Story fairly soon after. So I've done 2 out of 4 of those. Oh, blue copper, this one is. It's a very pretty butterfly, and I must say I do like the ABs in this one. I did wonder if it would be too many, but I actually think because it's a pale AB, which I always find are a little bit nicer and a little bit more subtle than the bigger ABs, but I have some ABs in this one, just a few. And did I put any in this? I did. I just put them in the colour down here. That's the only part that has got ABs in that one, which I'm not sure if it's showing up that well. But yeah, I've started assembling my books. I will have to take them all out to take a photo, but I'm still popping them all on their sheets and in the book. So this one is this orientation. As I'm going along, which means it's sort of whittling down my pile. Oh, it's not even focusing. Let me bring some colour in there. Come on camera. Woohoo, there we go. It likes colour to focus. Yeah, so it whittles this down without me having to find somewhere to shove them again. But yeah, butterfly edition is done. That's another PaintGem mini done for today. So do join me for the videos this week where I break down my koala painting, which is a round. So only 3 boxes should be a lot easier to do. And of course, kit up my next one, which is the video I'm most excited for this week. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Sorry this is a shorter WIP and waffle, but I will try and fit in a longer one next week, and I'll speak to you all again soon.